This story is reserved for hoarders, families of hoarders, and those that need to rein in the shame and find the strength to make a change. My dad had become a hoarder, and his hoard was absolutely daunting. Starting with the front door of his hoarded house, it was easy to get instantly swallowed up into a living room of broken dreams and thick air. Flooring projects partially started were backed into corners. Tools were set up and ready to be used. Fishing and plant books were begging to be unwrapped and read for future excursions. And kitchen gear of all types were waiting to cook those extravagant meals that would finally bring everyone in the family together. Past that dysfunction, and inching into the kitchen area, came another low point that greeted those that dared to look. This was a shift from dreams never attempted into a phase that didn't care about anything or anyone. This phase was represented with old, rusted cans stacked high and mortared into place by rotting food. Visibility beyond the kitchen was mostly blocked, but unopened presents I had given my dad for numerous birthdays and holidays peeked out like little rays of sun from behind the chaos. Those gestures of love had long been covered by a thick and sticky crust of something. Among all of this, small burrows were carved into the mess all over and revealed a mix of different moments in time. Photos and paper souvenirs from days my mom was still alive and my dad had a partner. Clothes my dad might one day wear to church or to find a new partner. And products designed to reverse aging were part of the crazy mix of abundance. It was clear my dad had lost himself in the hoard and eventually to that hoard. At this point, most people like to cast their judgments, so I just want to clarify that I tried to help my dad clean up. I often tried at my own financial and emotional expense. I would work to clean the rotten food out of the fridge or organize different parts of the house or even try to motivate my dad to clean one little area at a time. I even called in multiple people to come and fix things that were broken, but it didn't really matter. In fact, it often made things worse. I remember him chasing roofers away or screaming at people that I hired to clean or do lawn service. Nothing really helped, so the hoard aged, and so had my dad. This allowed me to finally intervene because he was unable to fight that change that needed to happen so long ago. I grabbed that and I ran with the opportunity to make a difference. My dad saw that he had no choice but to become a part of my personal journey to save him and the house that he lived in. Sorry to disappoint, but this wasn't a hoarding style TV cleanup that got knocked out in one weekend. But it was definitely a hoard that required reinforcements, thousands of dollars, and countless of hours to invest and bring about any kind of change at all. With some of the cleanings, I hired people that were stronger than me to haul away heavy pieces of trash and broken furniture. With some of the next cleanings, I worked side by side with more hired help to shovel trash into a huge dumpster. And with the last cleanings, my dad helped to dig through bags and papers while I scrubbed and disinfected everything and anything at breakneck speeds. As an extra precaution, I also hired a good friend to come in weekly and continue cleaning, organizing, fixing, and of course, monitoring my dad for months on end. Those never-ending hours spent cleaning and organizing became a ritualistic endeavor that asked my body to clean, but asked my mind to question. At first, I insanely questioned everything. Like, was the small, crinkled-up piece of paper in my car going to be the start of my hoarding career? Or was my daughter's reluctance to put her jacket away in the closet a sign that she would hoard? But then I went deeper, and I wondered, what role might we all have in supporting hoarders to clear a path towards recovery? Or how does hoarding challenge ideas of personal agency to family members? And what insight does my dad's personal hoard reveal about the human nature to cling to familiar habits, even when they are harmful? The truth is, hoarding is very common and widespread, but it is also detested. Few people understand that it is on the OCD spectrum and can be improved with counseling and medication. But many people feel very inclined to share their ideas of disgust. And believe me, they did, and they will. They'll continue to do so. It is important to become educated on the subject. Draw clear and healthy boundaries for yourself and the hoarder who can't make them. And don't forget, get help. I'm going to say that again. Get help. Maybe most importantly, we have to work on the art of letting go. This is true for the person that hoards, but it is equally important for the people closest to the hoarders. I had to learn to let go of the idea that my dad didn't care enough about anything. I had to let go of the idea that I could give enough of myself to change his behavior. And in the end, I had to let go of my childhood home that my dad destroyed. It was painful, but it was what I personally needed to break the grip that hoard had on me.